All right, let's get the read now on what's happening in the market arena, particularly with these financials exposed to, well, I guess, Charlie, everything and everyone.
Everything. Brexit, I think, is an issue today. If, you know,
what is the concern there, Brenda? Our banks are exposed to this?
Yeah, I mean, that the way they're pulling out in this I almost said it, haphazard way.
Yes.
You miss me.
I did. Not a lot, but enough to remember moments like
yes, okay. Is unsettling for the markets. It's going to leave banks exposed to whatever, and and plus it's unclear how they're going to pull out. So when you have that, you do have a sell-off, and financials are somewhat correlated to Brexit. But there's other stuff going on here. There's interest rates fears, and I don't know what the long bond is doing today, but last week we saw, flattening of the yield curve, people buying bonds, pricing in a potential recession, thus interest rates going down.
What do you think of that? Now, we're showing a 10-year note at 2.85. It's 2.5% or so for overnight federal funds. Yeah, that's kind of freaky.
That is kind of freaky. I don't know. I mean, listen, markets are so imperfect, particularly in very short run. I could tell you right before the financial collapse happened in 2007, in December, November, markets were up at historic highs. Right. Then they were like close to 14,000, which was then a historic high. And the reason why is they thought the Fed was going to ease, the banks were getting their act together, some of the bad bank CEOs were getting thrown out, and it looked like they had better management in place. And the credit crunch, which was to start off as a credit crunch before it became a financial crisis, was going to abate. And markets are often wrong. And what they're saying here, which could be wrong, it could be right, I can't tell you, is that the glass is half empty. Trade war not good. Donald Trump, tweets shows a degree of volatility, uncertainty inside the Oval Office. We need a new chief of staff, which we should talk about in a minute. And on top of that, the stimulus is running out, and we probably.
Why does no one want that job?
It's funny. I just spoke with Randy Levine, the president of the Yankees, sure. A good friend of mine, and I said, "Well, dude, your name's all over the place."
President of the Yankees is a good friend of yours?
Yeah, I've known him for years. Good guy. Oh. I've known when he was covering. When I covered Rudy back when he was mayor.
Rudy Giuliani.
Yes, and Randy.
You're on a first-name basis.
Yes, Randy worked for him, and he told me. He said, "Listen, I like the presidents. They go back a long time. I like the president, respect him. No one's asked him, and he's happy being president of the Yankees. I mean." No one will ever say, if the president calls him to tell him to, hit the road, Jack.
Right.
But he seemed legitimately shocked that his name got leaked. Now, my guess is his name is getting leaked because a lot of people don't want this job, and they want to show that there is a bidding war for it in some respects. And I think that's kind of part of the White House spin. They did this with the Treasury Secretary job as well. They kept leaking out that Jamie Dimon was interested in the job, and people reported it, when in fact he was shutting that down every which way but Sunday. He didn't want to go there. I mean, he just doesn't want to work for Trump. Right. And Jamie Dimon does not have a personal friendship with Trump like Randy does, but I can tell you that it doesn't sound like Randy. I don't know what's in his heart of hearts, but it doesn't sound like he really wants to go to Washington right now.
There has been turnover in the Trump administration. A lot of people, Trump loyalists, some no more so than other presidencies at this point. Actually, historically, a lot more than other presidencies at this point. So what is it? And do you think that contributes to this angst that's out there?
He is a very difficult guy to work for. And I think General Kelly leaving, and if he was pushed out, it was a mistake. Because, I keep hearing, like guys like Anthony Scaramucci saying that, I couldn't believe what I was on Howie Kurtz's show, so I heard before he was on, and he was talking about how happy he was kind of that General Kelly was out. General Kelly fired him after his 12 days in office or whatever it was as communications director. And he was saying, Trump needs somebody who can help him run the White House like he ran the Trump organization, which was a well-run machine. Okay, I don't know if he had needles sticking out of his arms when he made that statement, but that was one of the dumbest things.
Well, I don't think he had needles.
I'm being facetious, but that was something.
I feel the need to clarify.
That's something you say if you're really you have no clue or you are under the influence. And I can just tell you that, I bet it's no clue. Okay, that might be my belief. Sorry, Anthony, I think you have no clue, okay?
Right.
Because the Trump organization, which flirted with bankruptcies, it was not a particularly well-run organization. And to compare the White House, which is very very sprawling, to that. And General Kelly actually managed that well.
Yeah, and a good man, general and all the other stuff. Very tough life. All right, thank you, my friend.
Anytime.
Always good catching up with you.
Yep.